Good morning. It's time for our reading today. Yesterday we started the Easter Bunny's assistant, and we stopped when we got to this page that said, should I let him help me hide the eggs? And we wrote about our opinion, should the Easter Bunny let Skunk help him hide the eggs? And we're going to kind of retell our story really quickly, and then we're going to talk about cause and effect in just a second. So, the Easter Bunny's assistant, he says, hello, I'm the Easter Bunny. And Skunk is super excited. And every time Skunk gets excited, if you look, you can see the dark green, that's where he sprays just a little bit. And so every time he gets excited, he sprays. And the Easter Bunny's like, ew, Skunk, it's awful. And so Skunk, he can't really help it. He's just super excited. Every time he gets excited, though, he sprays. And so they go through all the steps, and finally Skunk gets kicked out of the house. And the Easter Bunny goes on and dyes the eggs and decorates the eggs. And then he decides, should Skunk help him hide? And that's where we stopped. So I'm going to pick up the story there. So it says, should I let him help me hide the eggs? You sure? And he lets Skunk help him hide the eggs. But if you look, the Easter Bunny has something on his nose, so he didn't have to smell the smell. But look at the Skunk, he's so happy. And then we said, here are the Easter Bunny's directions for making a beautiful eggs. Step 1, hard boil the eggs. Step 2, make dye for the eggs. Step 3, decorate the eggs with crayons. Step 4, look to see if there's a skunk in the room. If there is, remove it. We're not going to have a skunk in our room when we're doing eggs. But then step 5 says, dye the eggs. Gently place the eggs in the dye and let them sit for a little bit and then remove. And now you have exciting Easter eggs. And there's a picture of an Easter egg. So, in our book, The Easter Bunny's Assistant, we had several things that happened. I'm going to pull this out for just a second. So, we have lots of things that happen, and we're going to connect with our story today by thinking about our vocabulary word. But cause and effect. Cause and effect. A cause is when something happens, and the effect is then something else happens. So in the story, something happened, and then there was an effect. So if you think back through our story, every time something exciting happened, what was the effect? Skunk got excited and he would spray and it would be really smelly. So the cause was anything that caused Skunk to get excited. The effect was that Skunk kept spraying whenever he would get excited. Let me slide that back over so we have our cause and effect board. This is another form of retelling. A lot of times when we retell a story, we start at the beginning, go to the middle, and go to the end. But sometimes with stories, you can have a cause and effect retelling. And what that means is you talk about the events in the story and what happened. So the cause is is the event in the story, and then what happened because of that event. So today we're going to kind of go over, there's 5 big events that happened in our story. Because it wasn't a very long story. It was a really cute story though. So the first event that happened is the Easter Bunny boiled eggs. So that's our first cause. What was the effect? Skunk got excited, and every time Skunk got excited, he would spray. So, and see the little cloud, the little green dust cloud that's showing you the spray? Skunk got excited. So every time something happened, the effect was the same. Now in every story, it's not going to be like that. You won't have the same exact effect every time, but this story is pretty similar to that. So, the Easter Bunny made dye. Okay, the Easter Bunny made dye. That was our second cause. What was our effect? Skunk got excited. You are so right. Skunk got excited. Okay. Skunk got excited. Alright, and then the Easter Bunny decorated the eggs. You remember he decorated the eggs with crayon. He decorated the eggs with crayon. right, so that was our third cause. And then what happened? What was the effect? Skunk got excited. Skunk got excited. So far, our cause and effect, we have our cause and then the effect has been the same. Now our effect's going to change a little bit. The Easter Bunny put Skunk outside because he wanted to dye the eggs and he was tired of him getting excited and spraying all the time. So the Easter Bunny put Skunk outside. That's our cause. Now, did Skunk spray this time? No. When he went outside the window, he wanted to come back in, so he knocked. Skunk knocked. That's the effect. When Skunk got sent outside, he knocked to come back inside. And then at the end of the story, if you remember, the Easter Bunny kind of felt bad, and he asked us what we thought about bringing the skunk back in. So the Easter Bunny felt bad. That was the cause. And the effect was he let him back in. So the effect this time, Skunk still sprayed, right? What did Bunny do? Can you see? He put a clothespin on his nose to hold his nose so he wouldn't have to smell it. So the Easter Bunny let the skunk back in, and he held his nose so that it would hold, so he wouldn't have to smell the smell. So we were talking about that today. That's our cause and effect. I want you to think about that as we go through the rest of our day. Cause and effect. How does that work? Maybe you have a cause and effect at your house. Like if you're doing your schoolwork, if that's your cause, you're doing your schoolwork, then the effect is if you get all your schoolwork done in the morning, then the effect is you can have more time to play in the afternoon. Or if you help mom and dad clean up the kitchen after you eat, then you have more playtime after supper or after breakfast or after lunch. At our house, we all pitch in together. The cause is we cooked lunch, but we all pitched in together, and the effect to clean it up. And the effect was we had more time to spend doing what we wanted to do. So cause and effect. There's always a cause and an effect in every story. You just have to look for it. Okay? So, cause and effect. Today we're going to do some connecting. So I want you to get your journals out, and we're going to work on one word today for our reading to help grow our big, beautiful brains. That word is assistant. So at the top of your fresh page in your reading notebook, I want you to write the word assistant. A-S-S-I-S-T-A-N-T. Assistant. Assistant. So you're going to put that at the top of your page. Now, some of you may be asking, what's an assistant? Well, in the Easter Bunny's assistant, who was the assistant? The skunk was. He was the assistant. So the Easter Bunny was the professional and the skunk was the assistant. So an assistant is really just someone who helps with work. So we're going to say an assistant. So that's at the top of your page. And then underneath it, I'm going to leave a blank space for my picture. And then below it, what I would do is I would skip like 2 lines and 2 lines and 2 lines. So I have lines to write my sentence on, my definition for this word. So assistant means a person that, so I'm going to make my word that, if you look, I'm making tall letters and short letters. A person that helps with work. A person that helps with work. That's our definition of the word assistant. Have you ever been someone's assistant? Or maybe someone's been your assistant. Maybe when you're building with your Legos and mom and dad or brother and sister are helping you, they're your assistant. They're helping you build with your Legos. They're being a helpful person with the work. Maybe you help mom and dad by being their assistant. When we cook, sometimes my children come and assist me, so they would be my assistant helping me cook our family meal. Or maybe you're cleaning the house together and you're working together as assistants. You're a person that helps with the work. Assistants can be anybody, any age, any size. It doesn't matter. Assistants can help. They help with work. So your picture that you're drawing today with the word assistant, that's our big vocabulary word for the day. Assistant, a person that helps with work. So I want you to draw a picture of either you helping someone with work, being an assistant, or maybe somebody's assisting you, being your assistant. So assistant, a person that helps with work. That's our vocabulary word from our story today. And I want you to remember about cause and effect. When we're talking about cause and effect, a cause is when something happens, and effect means then something else happens because of the cause. So I want you to work on those things today. Remember our cause and effects from our story. Be an assistant today, or have somebody be your assistant today. All right, I'll see you guys in a few minutes for writing. Bye.